As-tu oublié qu'on vivait ici? As-tu oublié qu'on vivait ici? As-tu oublié qu'on vivait ici? As-tu oublié qu'on vivait ici?
Welcome to CUTV News. My name is Dan. Now, this winter, Concordia University has been witness to a massive outpour of frustration and criticism from students and faculty. Concordia's highest governing body, the Board of Governors, held their monthly meeting where they decided on what response they would have to the raging discontent at Concordia.
In recent weeks, it has become evident that both students and faculty at Concordia are not pleased with their Board of Governors. On Thursday, February 17th, 30 or more students, faculty, and other members of the Concordia community gathered outside the monthly Board of Governors meeting. We spoke to computer science professor Fasek Chaval.
Yeah, well, I'm thoroughly disgusted with what was happening over the last few months. I feel like I'm facing another communist apparatchik. That's his behavior is a very good approximation of this. Peter Cruz. He brought a great disgrace on Concordia, and many of us want to take our university back. That's why I'm here.
Taking the university back is something Robert Sonin, a senator representing graduate students at Concordia, echoed when noting that the Board of Governors must first and foremost answer to the non-confidence motions expressed at Senate a month ago.
I don't think they've been sort of confronted with this many people in a long time, or this kind of attitude from especially from the faculty, who are usually pretty quiet. So hopefully it's going to have an effect, and hopefully they're going to have an answer for Senate, because they haven't said anything yet. The chair released a letter, but it didn't really say anything. So it's what Senate's asked for before any other work can be done to sort of fix the cracks. You know?
The meeting got off to an interesting start when Jonathan Wiener, interim chair in Peter Kreit's absence, was baffled by the number of students and professors present for the meeting. While he originally wanted them to leave, their persistence granted them the right to stay. Faculty and students held their ground all through the meeting. Regular applause for statements that represented their feelings were one instance that irritated some governors.
But I think at the one-to-one level also, it's extremely important that people talk to each other in a way that has not been happening. Because how can you have intelligent, well-meaning people devoted to this university have such conflicting and even adversarial views? There may be a solid basis for it, but more likely, as usual in these circumstances, there are a lot of factors that have nothing to do with substantive issues. But certainly, the substantive issues have to be looked at, which is why we felt that an external committee, without any of our internal history, can guide us in this respect better than we can guide ourselves.
I would also point out that it's not a matter of talking. It's a matter of listening and acting on what you're told. And basically, if you go back and look at the history of Concordia, you'll see in 1994, if you read the Senate minutes, you'll see something similar. Nothing happened to governance. If you look at 2007-8, you'll see exactly the same thing. Even this time, there are some people that thought that all this would blow over in 3 or 4 days. People want a change in governance. There's a real major problem in terms of governance. So
after a long discussion, a motion was carried that the Board of Governors approve the establishment of an external governance review committee in response to Senate's resolution. This committee would be comprised of a small number of members external to the university. The motion also included that the Board of Governors delegate to Dr. Lowy the drafting of the mandate and recommending the membership of said committee in concert with Senate. On Friday, February 18th, Dr. Lowy brought this motion to Concordia's highest academic body, the Senate. The presentation was ensued by a very long discussion on various topics relating to the motion and its impact. One of the major concerns of Senate was the difference of having a committee formulating recommendations or a commission making legally binding decisions. In light of the lack of clarity in the Board of Governors motion, an amendment was carried for Senate to set the mandate and approve the membership of said committee in concert with Dr. Lowy. The Concordia University interim president accentuated that this would indeed work if Senate and the Board of Governors parented this process in a bilateral way. Although working bilaterally seems to have been the only way for Senate and the Board of Governors to, quote-unquote, move forward, it is disappointing to see that once again there is no place for a student's voice in governance at Concordia.
And you,